This is John and I's Minecraft project. This is the laboratory and the periodic table that John and I built. The first group is the alkali metals, which is group 1. And the second group is the alkaline earth metals, which is group 2. And the next group is the transition metals, which is groups 3 through 12, but we are not including them. The brown elements are metals, the green elements are nonmetals, and the red elements are metalloids. Group 17, which we'll be referring to as Group 7, are halogens, and Group 18, which we'll be referring to as Group 8, are noble gases. There are certain trends on the periodic table that can help you predict certain properties of main group elements. For example, you can find an element's valence electrons by the number of the group that it is in. For Group 2, all of the elements in that group will have 2 valence electrons. For example, the element fluorine will have 7 valence electrons because it is in Group 7. You can also easily predict the ions formed by main group elements. If an element is in group 1 through 4, it will become a cation because it gives away electrons. But if it is through groups 5 through 8, it will form anions because they are gaining electrons.
You can also use the periodic table to predict if an element is a metal, nonmetal, or metalloid. Elements to the left of the table are normally metals. Groups 1 and 2 are always metals, except for hydrogen. Elements in group 7 and 8 are always nonmetals. In groups 3 through 6, it can be harder to predict due to the fact that the elements in groups 3 and 6 are mixed with metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. I don't know if it's the best way to remember it, but the way I've always remembered it is that metalloids form a zigzag from the top left corner of groups 3 through 6 to the bottom right. The outside of that zigzag, the elements on the left are the metals, and the elements that are on the right are nonmetals. Predicting the phases at room temperature can be a little tricky as well. If you know that the element is in groups 1 through 6, you can predict that as a solid, even though there are just a few exceptions. I think 3. The groups 7 through 8 mainly have gases, but it also includes, group 7 includes a liquid element, bromine, which is the only liquid element in the main groups. So to sum everything up, by knowing the trends of the periodic table, you can easily predict a main group's element properties. You know me, just doing my thing on the element constructor, making some dope elements. Maybe lithium, that one's pretty sick.
Ring ring.
Bro, who's there?
Is your refrigerator running?
I don't know, bro, let me go check. Yeah, why?
Then you better go catch it.